Hey, experts listeners. I want to key you into something that we do very special here at Ops Experts Club, and that's a masterclass. We have a free masterclass called Foundations That Scale. And the great thing about this masterclass is it's for operation professionals who are growing businesses. One of the most dangerous things you can do as an operator is grow businesses on a foundations that's not stable. So in this particular masterclass, we take apart all of the inside pieces of your team, your tech, and how they're using time. And we make sure that you're building on a foundation that's stable. So if you want to check out a great masterclass completely for free, go to foundationsthatscale.com. We'll see you there.
Welcome to the Ops Experts Club with Aaron, Taryn, and Savannah. This podcast will take you behind the scenes of some of the finer details of multi-million-dollar companies. These ops experts have dealt with operations for scaling companies and well-established businesses with anywhere from small to large teams. If you've ever been deep into the details of a major company, then you know how much it takes, and these conversations are just for you. Welcome to the Ops Experts Club podcast.
Welcome, everybody. It's Thursday. It's Ops Experts time. I am excited to be here. How are you guys?
I am also excited to be here.
Nice. I am here. Feels kind of like Monday again.
Thanks for joining us again. And we're looking forward to some cool tools that we've been hearing a lot about. So I'm going to show you Kajabi, which is pretty cool. We all know Kajabi. I have nice, intuitive, easy to use course platform. They added a new feature called communities as people were trying to stop having courses in one place, community in another, mainly the Facebook groups, which is where most of the communities take place. So they've introduced their own communities, which is in tandem to courses. So you have access to both. Everybody in a course, they're in the same community. It's pretty awesome. I'll show you a little about what they got going on here. And the one question we do get asked a lot that this kind of thing seems to solve, I'll be sure to hit that real quick. You guys heard of Kajabi's communities yet?
Briefly, it's fairly new, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Fairly new. More became they're running their first community right now. Excited to see how that goes. It looks very cool. It looks neat. And just down here, it's even got a circle, which is funny because we're going to look at circles.
Interesting.
They have circles, which it sounds like it's kind of like threads or channels inside of the community. I really like what are we looking at? They've got challenges, meetups. You can create custom tabs of different things. Challenges is cool because you can create group challenges that people participate in and work towards. And people will even have a little progress bar on their icon. So it'll like start filling in their icon, how far in the challenge they are.
That's cool.
Pretty cool. Meetups. This is the one I really like. They're taking Zoom, which everybody's running Zoom for their group calls. People always ask, well, how do we know they're not just handing that Zoom link out to somebody else, right? They can just forward that Zoom link. Unless somebody's sitting in there checking every person who joins, somebody can slip in. Well, you connect your Zoom and now you're not handing out your Zoom link. You're forcing people to log in and watching live video calls, feed chats, DMs, smart recording library, events, and RSVPs, member directory, leaderboard challenge, progress tracking. It's pretty cool. I was impressed. So it's a separate thing. They have courses and communities. So you can like pair them to where like they get access to this course and they get access to this community, or you can leave it separate so that some people get access to the community based on some other criteria. So it's still separate from a course, but it can be used in tandem with a course. It's great. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I see this, we have quite a few people using Kajabi, and I can see this being a pretty big perk now that people, we really kind of saw people getting scared of Facebook and trying to run away from Facebook groups, but they didn't really have anywhere to go. They really want to feed that itch of we want community also, an easy to access community. Facebook style, threads, conversations, posts, recordings.
Yeah, the less training that you have to teach your audience that's used to using Facebook, the better, because otherwise they're going to go to this new thing and they're like, I'm already learning something new through the course. Like, I don't have the time and the energy to be like learning how to, interact with people on there. So I feel like that's probably part of why everyone already knows Facebook. So then it's one less thing to be stressed about.
And it's been good for a season, but I mean, who knows? Facebook always changes. They really make you dependent on something, and then they could start charging for it.
Well, let's be honest, the demographic sort of aging out of Facebook. If you're trying to reach a younger demographic with your courses, they don't have Facebook accounts, and they're probably not going to go create a Facebook account to be a part of your course. I mean, I would much more, rather be on a different website or app than have to go create a Facebook account and then deal with Facebook in its entirety too. So I think Facebook is slowly going the way of the dinosaur.
Right. Yeah. And then in this way, you can keep your private stuff private. You don't have to connect your everything to a group.
Yep.
You're just a name. They can't click you and find your whole family.
True.
Oh yeah. So I'm going to keep my eye on this as we start using it more with that Pace Morby's team with something they're just rolling out now. And I'm pretty excited. Might recommend it. Some other people using Kajabi. I'd give it an excellent, if you're using Kajabi, try it out. We'll see if it's worth buying Kajabi for this feature, and we review some of these other ones. But if you're already using Kajabi, I'd say give it a go.
Is it an add-on price, or is it built into your pricing structure with Kajabi?
It's built in. I'm pretty sure the recent pricing only involved tiers of active customers. Let me double check. So their pricing only involves the number of websites and the number of active customers. So beyond that, they're giving you all the same basic building features, except for affiliates. Well, Savannah, you got something fun for us too?
So I'm going to be talking about Circle, which I feel like is kind of like the opposite trajectory of Kajabi, where Kajabi was course first, community second. I think Circle is more about community, and then they do have like a course part of it. I just signed up for their free trial just to kind of like look at it. And then I'm also a member of, actually how I found out about Circle, our friends at Black Belt Bots uses Circle for their community. And so that was how I knew what it was. So it's pretty straightforward getting it set up. Like it's all pretty intuitive. There's not like menus, hidden and secret menus. All the startup stuff is just here on this left-hand panel. So you can set up your little home. You can set up branding. It has members, so you can put in courses. It kind of reminds me of like a cross between like Slack and Facebook and Discord, kind of like the way that the interactions and stuff is. So it works pretty similar to Slack, where if you're used to it, like you click the main thing and then on the right-hand panel, like little threads pop up. You can create basically like channels. You create spaces. And so that's like the different topics of what you're conversing about. They do have an Android app and an iPhone app. So you're kind of almost creating, like you can basically create your own like company app for your people to be, consuming your content through and communicating through. They also have an optional paywall. So again, you don't have to let everybody in. You can make people pay to get in.
Yep.
I think they do have, as part of their plan, you do get live streams. So for whatever reason, she decided that maybe it's something that her client's more like comfortable in as far as interviews, but you do get a lot in their basic plan. Looking at it, like personally, because it's $99 per month, which for hosting a course and all that, like you do get a lot, but at the same time, like, I don't know, I feel like I wouldn't feel justified in not having it behind a paywall at that price point, but I guess it just depends on what you're currently paying for to host your course and if you're happy with what's hosting your course or not. But again, really, really easy to work with. You just click on it to comment and everything. And then you can have threads pop up in the right if there's a thread happening.
Yeah, Kajabi's intro is $149 a month.
Interesting.
So yeah, $99 per month, and that's monthly. It's a little bit less if you go for the annual plan, of course. But what little bit I played with it and like answered DMs and everything on it, it's really easy to use. So I've liked it. She doesn't have courses on here, so I haven't got to play a lot with like the course part of it. Because again, I feel like it's more like community first, and then the course is kind of an add-on part. So I think that would be interesting to explore. But I also like that you can be, like in Discord, you have all of your, or in Slack, you have just your little channels on the side here. So you can toggle between your own different courses or communities, depending on how many brands you have or, what other things you're a part of. So I can just click that and it'll load the little Collab team one that I created. So that's really cool. So maybe you have like several different courses available and you have different communities for that course. You're like, oh shoot, I forgot that I need to update something on this course. You just click that and you're already in it. And then you're like, oh yeah, and then I need to do that one next. And then you just click the next one down and you're in it. So
I mean, you've got, I mean, for example, like the Collab team, if we had an ops experts club and a coffee experts club, the two don't really cross over very often, if at all, actually, but they're both, under the Collab team brand. That'd be really useful.
yeah, I
I
read
like-
that they're integrations, but I haven't explored those so much either. But it seems like they're set up to integrate a lot of things.
I haven't heard much about it, but I've seen much integrations. But I really like how intuitive that one little feature is. You're in the same login and you're switching between different companies' applications.
Mhm.
Not only that, but one of them you're a user in and one of them you're the owner of.
Yeah, that was cool too. I wigged myself out with it when I was trying to set up my free trial because I already have my thing set up with Black Belt Bots where I'm just a user just consuming things. And then so I went to sign up for the free trial and then I put in my Collab email and then it's like, whoa, you already have an account. And I'm like, oh, are they not going to let me set up an account because I already have an account? And they're just like, no, just choose what you want your channel to be named. And I'm like, what? And there was, just went right in my little menu. So
Interesting.
it was, yeah.
As more people use Circle and somebody has like 6 different accounts, they can just log into one spot.
And the emails that I get with it too, it gives me like you can choose to have it send your customers little, I'm sure all of them do, but like little summary emails if there's like things that you missed. And so that you get like an email for a DM, an email for like here's the most trending things that happened in your feed this week that you haven't read yet. So that was kind of cool too.
Nice little recap, what you missed.
Yeah. Which Asana does that for me too, because I'm in an Asana community, but I like those things because I don't have time always to be looking at everything. And then like there's so much things vying for your attention. So you'll forget to like check in on something that's not Facebook or whatever. So it's nice to have that little like, by the way, you still exist in this circle over here.
So they call them circles. So circles the app, but then they're calling the group, the community a circle. And so you've got different circles.
Yes, you're in different circles. And within those circles, you're in spaces. Spaces are your conversations within the circle.
It makes sense.
Within the space, you're in the circle verse.
And you're really at the side panel, you got a whole multiverse going on. So
And then Kajabi just stole the word circle.
That's hilarious.
you know,
That's cool. I like that. I haven't actually seen it. I keep hearing about Circle, but I haven't seen its interface yet. So that was cool.
yeah, super easy to use. So I like it.
I've heard of another one, Ben. I think you know more about it than we do right now, but I've not seen it either.
Yes, Mighty Networks. I think Mike, we work with, it has worked a lot inside. Mike Richardson's worked a lot inside Mighty Networks, and he suggested it all the time. And I can see why. Like, it's really easy. It's super easy, actually. Like, the onboard thing was nice too. They kind of just walked me through how to set it up step by step. It was super simple, but it is kind of like Circle. It's community first, or it's community focused with the courses integrated. So you've got, at least when it comes to pricing, I would say most would want business, because business allows you to upload video courses. With community, just like the beginner stuff, you get everything except the ability to like embed video as courses. You can type out courses, but you can't embed video. You can also go live and use those for your courses. But business is where you would probably want, if you've got like a lot of old content that you want to upload as courses, you probably want to go business. And then Mighty Pro is the same as business. You just get a much larger bandwidth, and you get like all your own self branding on the apps, for example. But it was also really easy. It's very Facebook-esque. You've got your feed. Like, if you're a user, this is your feed. This is of people posting inside the group. You've got events. So I don't have any coming up, but I could easily go over here to create, and I can create inside any of my also spaces, is what they call them. So I've got like my welcome space, kind of like the grasshopper section on that circles. All new users would come here and go through how they started inside their Mighty Network community. And then, you've got like a general, I would call this general, or like, what's going on. But then again, inside each of these, I can create, an event. I can go live inside any of these different spaces, polls, articles, just a quick post, something simple like, what's on your mind? Very Facebook-esque. I did like how easily they integrated creating a course. So if I want to like create a space here, for example, this is like my vault. I would create maybe my course in here. I can create a lesson and it'll let me type it out. And if I'm on the business, this isn't a business free trial, but there's a little plus sign here where I can start dropping videos into this lesson. And I can also really easily create a paywall around it. So when you're creating a new space or a course, if you want, you could choose what you want and they'll have like these pre-made templates for you. If I were to create a content course, let's just name it text. I can set it to private because I want it to be behind a paywall. If I create it, I can then go in and start saying either this is a free course and I invite people to it, or I can charge for access to it and tie in my Stripe straight out the gate. So it's really, really simple. And I can even add a subspace to that where it's like, maybe you pay to get this course and inside it, maybe your upgrade courses that you have to pay then again to upgrade to. So super, super easy to do that. Let's go like payments here. You can actually just connect your Stripe straight away. So you can take payment right in the platform for the course. You can, post in say in your community, hey, new courses dropped. Everybody go check it out. It's, $10. They can go click pay to sign up and all of a sudden they've got the course. And again, if you're doing like those live videos and you don't want some randos jumping in, you can just do the live video inside the paid space and only the people who pay for it can see that live video. You can create events inside these. So it's really cool how they integrated easily upcharging or upselling for different courses you want to release and adding access that way. So super simple, but then you still have your free community feed. So you can bring people into your community, kind of like a Facebook group, except if you could charge for a course inside Facebook too, which is really nice. So I think it's a killer app. Again, they have iOS and Android as well. And if you go that pro version, then you can brand everything to your own stuff. The other nice thing too is if you grow a big community, you can easily just export all of your members to your own app. They make it super simple like that. And they even say if you start with us and then you end up developing your own app, all the data is yours and you can export everything from Mighty Networks into whatever new app or platform that you build. And they just say, thanks, see you later, pretty much. It's a pretty robust, it seems like Mighty Networks has probably been around the longest, right? And it's really robust in everything they can do, from events to live streams, to, like I said, to those courses, the app, everything's pretty, it seems like they've nailed all the boxes. And for, $99 a month is not too bad. So that's my 2 cents.
I feel like having that like multi-level paywall setup is like kind of a game changer, because from what I could see in Circle, it was just like this circle has a paywall versus, or like you decide if it does or it doesn't. So having the like, you have your group and then this part could be behind a paywall and this part could be behind a different paywall and this part can be behind a different paywall. Like that's kind of cool. So like from our perspective, like Collab team would have our free community and then we would have the ops experts course in there that could be behind a paywall. We would have the coffee experts course that would have behind a paywall that everyone would kind of be, and then have their channels within the Collab team.
Well, and like how many clients have we had in the past who they build a program and then every year they're releasing, an upgrade to that program, new information's coming out. Like you don't want to pull everybody out of one network and then try and send them over to another network or export usernames and all of that. Like that's just such a nightmare to try and get people who are like, I just got used to logging into this place. Now I bought this course, but you are asking me to log in with something else. You just drop down and you go, here's a new thing you can buy. It's just right below it. It's the same space. Now you have access to it. I think it simplifies the process. And at least from the user standpoint, like it was really easy to jump into it. Like they don't do a lot of clutter, which is great. It's just a few simple sections. Obviously you could clutter it up as much as you wanted to, but out the gate, it's really, really streamlined.
It looked like it was just like your basic, here's a few sidebar menus, here's your feed.
Yeah, it seems like they figured out like this is what you need, and like they did a good job of cutting out all of the like excess bloat that you get from like Facebook groups and menus and icons and like just stuff everywhere. They just like cut it down to like you really just want people to be able to talk to each other and buy your courses. They do also have chat in there too. You can enable chat inside those spaces, so people can get in a space and it's basically like a chat room inside, one of your courses. People can talk to each other if they're on at the same time and be like, how are you getting through this? So I'm, getting through this course or that course. So it's really community heavy, but really, really streamlined. I like it a lot, actually.
Can't wait for you to launch your product out of there, Ben.
You're watching closely. So on the chat thing, is it like a chat group, like everyone's talking in real time, or is it like a DM kind of situation?
Yeah, it's a chat group.
Because as you saying that, you almost forget that chat groups used to be such a thing, and I'm like, oh, I kind of miss chat groups. Like that was a fun time of the internet, just going in, being a nerd about stuff with a small community in real time. That was good.
Yeah, it's nice that you we're so used to it on like video now, like during a course, being able to chat on a video. Like if you have just like a written course and you enable a chat for it, people, as they're even just reading through the course, if they see somebody else who's online, they can quickly chat and say, hey, I had a problem with this. What did you think about it? And they can start talking to each other in live over there. It's really cool.
I like Buddy Networks. Very impressive. Even after reviewing these 3 different ones, it seems like they're all just a little bit different, so that they exist differently.
Mm-hmm. I think the only downside I could see for Mighty Networks is it doesn't seem as robust in the course section as, say, like Kajabi. Like it's definitely like similar to Circle, where they're like community forward, where they're most of their efforts in community and making, the chat and the live stream and the like Facebook feed really, really, really well managed. But the course is sort of secondary to that, where Kajabi, if you're like really, really course heavy, you might want to go that route.
But their community feature could be less compared to Mighty Networks.
True.
So yeah, there's different apps, different specialty, and then trying to pair other things into it. I definitely see Mighty Networks as like a community. Like you do want a community. Like this is my brand's community.
Mm-hmm.
And when I go to sell things, I sell it to this community. I'm different than email marketing or a Facebook group or text messages.
And yeah, that's the thing I liked about Mighty Networks the most, because every client that we work with who does stuff on Facebook, they always have like a front facing free open Facebook group. But then they have to create a whole nother private Facebook group for the people who are in their courses. Like this, you can just have, hey, this is our brand. And if anybody comes onto the page, they can see, oh, wait, there's courses I can also purchase, but they're all still in the same, circle or community or whatever it is.
I feel like something else to think about too, though, is like where you're at in your course building. Like if you're just starting out and your course might still be a little bit rough, like maybe you don't want it to be super community forward, because it's going to be people being like, this glitch, this glitch, this glitch. I didn't get my, response emails with this. And you don't want people talking so loud. And so you might want to start out with a different one and then work into something that's more community focused, after you kind of get the kinks out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely seen people launch a course and be like, turn the comments off.
Just be like ready to have someone on staff that's like moderating heavily to make sure that there's not too much, negative chatter if someone happened to accidentally have a bad experience.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for sharing, Ben. That one was pretty neat. I'm pretty sure we all liked the ones we shared. I liked Kajabi the best.
Circle's on my list, but it's just because I got intimate with them, so we're friends now.
Well, that's cool. That's fun. Well, I really like that. I've been really wanting to look at these Mighty Networks and Circle for a while, just thinking about them. So I'm really glad we got to see them. I've had people ask me about them, so now I can give them more of an answer. Looked at them and let them know some of the differences. As always, find the one that works best for you. They're all slightly different important features, and they do secondary features not as good.
Mm-hmm.
Find what works for you. There's so many things out there. There's probably more of these that we didn't even touch on. But
Oh, for sure.
that's it for us today. Thanks y'all for showing us social, what do we call it? Social network course features.
Yeah.
Community course platforms. I like that one.
There we go.
That's the name. And it's a cool tool. Well, I'll see you all next week.
Thank you for tuning in to the Ops Experts Club podcast. New episodes available every week on Spotify, iTunes, and everywhere you listen to podcasts. If you're curious about how some of the biggest names in entrepreneurship have scaled their businesses to the next level, check out some of our best content on this topic by going to foundationsthatscale.com. You can find the link in our bio and do your part to improve as an ops expert.